Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon. How are you?
I am good. Thank you so much for asking. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. My day has been productive till now.
Great. So, your weekend is treating you well?
Yeah.
Yes. Great. This is your first session with me, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. So, since it's your first session, shall we begin with an introduction? Could you please
Sure.
introduce yourself?
Yes, ma'am. My name is Anushka and I'm a ninth grader and I'm connecting to you from Faridabad. I'm 14 years old and my favorite subject is maths and English. And if I talk about my hobbies, it is to listening music and playing guitar and sometimes reading book as well.
Oh,
So,
great.
in a nutshell.
So, your favorite subject is English.
Yeah.
What are you learning in English now?
In my ninth standard we had some grammar topics and the literature is fantastic. Like I love to read the chapters beforehand, and when the teacher explains it, I like it that I'm revising those chapters.
You
And
already know it.
also, yeah, and there are spoken English classes as well in my school. So in those we also get to know that how to interact with others and what are the traits that we should develop so that we can be more friendly. So that's all what we learn in about English.
Great, great. That's fantastic. I forgot where are you from?
I'm connecting to you from Faridabad, Haryana.
Haryana. Okay. So I think you're getting good education, if I'm not wrong. You're giving
Yeah.
so much importance to English.
Yes, ma'am.
That's good. That's good. During our time, was not given much of an importance throughout India as such. But yeah, so comparatively to that, I think it's good that you're getting good education. Do you have phonetics?
Yes, ma'am.
You do have phonetics.
Yeah.
That's
Actually, it's
great.
taught in primary grade like fifth and sixth.
Oh, you have it in that grade itself.
Yeah.
That's great. I came to know about phonetics only when I started my bachelor's.
Okay.
We had that subject only then. So I always used to think, why can't they introduce that in the very younger classes so that everybody gets a good pronunciation part? Right.
Yeah.
Do you think it is useful, phonetics?
Yeah, they are really useful because in English what the word is, it's not it's rarely that we pronounce it the same. But most of the time what I observe that we have to go through the phonetics
Mm,
by the rule of phonetics, that sometimes we use the and sometimes the, so it depends.
yes. It helps us to use it correctly, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay, fantastic. So your name is Anushka. Am I pronouncing it correctly?
Yes, ma'am.
Correct. Okay. So since you gave your introduction, I'll also give my introduction. As you can see, my name is Reshma. I'm basically from Kerala, but I'm settled in Tamil Nadu. I have completed my bachelor's in English language and literature. I've done my master's in English. I've also done BEd with the background of English and social science. Rounding up my experience, I have around 45 years of experience in this field. So, yes, from the beginning of my career, I've been in the teaching field.
Okay. So
Correct.
that must
Yes.
be great. Like I have always admired teachers because they never stop learning, and I also like the profession that we don't have to work 9 to 5 and we really enjoy the way of teaching. And I when I grow up I want to become a teacher also, so that I can teach the students how they feel, because as a
Yes.
student I know that the teacher, how when they should be strict and when they should be friendly. So I
Yes.
want to be a teacher like that, the ideal one.
Yes. I understand. That is great. So, you want to become a teacher in which subject, math or English?
It could be English and maths both.
Oh, great. How did you have a liking towards? How would you start having liking towards math? It's not everybody's cup of tea, right?
Yeah, actually it was not my cup of tea before, and in sixth and seventh grade when I got uh, grade when I was having a downfall in math subject, then I started that. Then I decided that now I will make this subject my favorite.
Mm.
So then I started practicing it on regular basis, and now I feel really great and happy that math is my favorite subject. And whenever I solve any question and in one go, so that really makes me feel that I am the intelligent person.
Great. So you made a weakness of yours into a strength, right?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay. So let's come on to the language as such. You need to tell me the purpose of you being in this particular platform. What is the major goal that you have or aim that you have with this platform?
The main major goal is for the consistency, because I can speak English and I want to improve it by consistency. And if I take sessions on regular basis, then I will improve my vocabulary and my sentence structuring and my fluency as well. So
Okay.
that's why I joined this
You want
session.
to work on that. Okay. So another question for you is that what are the challenges that you're facing when you speak this language?
The challenges I face, that sometimes I have a lot of thought going on going on my mind, and I'm not able to uh, tell all of
Express
them.
it.
Yeah, express it.
Hmm.
So sometimes that's the issue, and somewhat it is similar that I don't get words to express it.
Okay. So is it so there are two ways in that. Okay. So if I say, for example, if I'm giving you a particular topic, is it that you're underconfident about the topic, or is it because you are not well aware about the topic? What is the major challenge there?
The major challenge is there if I'm not aware about that topic.
That is why you're not getting the correct word.
Yes.
Okay, understood. Are you nervous right now?
No, ma'am.
No, not at all.
No.
Okay. How long have you been in English, Yari?
If I talk about the duration, I have been for 2 to 3 months, and before that, my mother used to take sessions on this platform.
Okay. So how are your sessions going? All good?
Yeah.
Yes. Are you getting the progress that you wanted?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I've been on break like after my half yearlies, and this is my first session after that break.
Oh,
But
great.
the progress was really great, and that's why I've started continuing the sessions.
Continue because you saw progress in yourself, right? Okay, so your exams are done for this academic year.
No, ma'am. One exam is left. It is on Monday.
So you're going to your 10th standard now.
Yeah.
Wow. Challenging one, right? How do you find yourself there? What is the feeling that you have?
I'm really excited to go to 10th class, because there is that the 10th we have to give boards, and I want to give when I give boards, I want to be like that I'm really confident and I can give any question. But recently I saw news of that 10th boards about maths. So there was really in the basic set, in the maths basic one, the questions were out of syllabus, I would say. They were of
Oh,
JE and JE mains, like those questions. So
mm,
that is an issue that the board created during the maths board exam for this
mm, understood,
academic year.
understood. So are you a person who likes to take challenges?
Yes, ma'am.
I thought so, because maths can be a challenging subject, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So, what do you want to do for today's session? Is there any particular thing that you want to focus on, or we'll go with the session notes? It's up to you.
We can go with the session notes only.
We can go with it. Did you check the session notes?
Yeah.
Do you find it interesting?
Yeah, and I have discussed this session note, not the same topic, with others as well, in
Okay.
my with my co-learners or with my mother as well.
Oh, okay. So, you would have a better idea about it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, shall we begin?
Yes, ma'am.
We'll just go with the practice questions, speaking practice questions, and
Sure.
then I want to give you a feedback after that. Done?
Okay.
Okay, done. So, here's the first question. Are there differences in the ways men and women communicate?
From my what I have observed, that yes, there are differences in what in ways men and women communicate, because women communicate in a way that is they feel emotional and they also sympathize with others. But what I have observed about men is that they are really straightforward. They
Mm,
don't beat around the bush, and
mm,
they are just focused on what they want to speak. And if they are also, I don't know about men, but women are solution oriented most of the times.
mm. Okay, they're more emotionally connected
Yeah.
than rationally. right?
Yes, ma'am.
So what you're trying to say is that men have a more practical perspective, is it? Or they are a
Yeah,
bit more rational? How would you
they
consider
are
that?
practical and they are straightforward.
Yes, okay. But do you think that is bad in terms of women, that they are expressing it emotionally?
Sorry?
Do you think that is on the bad side, that women are expressing in a very emotional manner to men?
No, it's not. It's just the way that they are upbringing. It is up to their upbringing and the
Okay,
society as well. Because
okay.
there are stereotypes in the society that how a man should be and how a woman should be. So that is what creates the differences between the communication.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you told me about stereotypes, right? Can you tell me some of the stereotypes that you have heard from your childhood or from the time that you have started experiencing things, the difference between men and women, the stereotypes that society pressures on?
Yeah. So if I talk about men, and they are expected to earn money and do things that which will lead them to financially stable situation. And
Okay.
if I talk about women, they are mostly expected to do household chores, and if a woman is career driven, so then after when they come from job, they are expected to do household chores like cooking food and washing dishes. And also men are expected to hide their emotions. They cannot express their emotions, but in women's situation,
In women?
they are really mature and they are really nurturing, and they are emotional as well. They can express their emotions.
Okay. Okay. So do you feel that society expects women to be more emotional? Yes, that's what you were trying to say, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, you said that men can't express. Do you think they want to express, but they are not allowed because of the roles that they've been given to? Do you feel like that?
Yes.
Or do
Yes,
you feel like
because
naturally men don't have that in them?
I think that because of the society it is happening, because everyone is human, and if a person, if they are human, they feel emotions, be it sadness or happiness. So because of the society, they are not able to express those emotions.
Okay. So, what is something that has been imposed on you as a woman or as a girl that you feel is different from the boy or the man that you've seen in your personal
I don't
experience?
think so that there are any stereotypes that are being imposed on me, because I'm given
Uh-huh.
equal opportunities as my younger cousin is given. So I don't think so. And my parents are, they are really open minded,
Biased.
and they're
They are
not
not
biased.
biased.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Understood. Now, imagine living as the opposite gender for 24 hours. Okay. How different would your day be? What would you be most worried about? And do you think you will be treated differently? Let's go with the first one. How different would your day be?
I think that my day would be more like I would not be restricted from going outside to the public places till late, like around 8 or 7 p.m. And
Mm-hmm.
also I would feel safe in public places of uh, because of some news that because of these news that the children are being kidnapped and all these. So I would
Okay.
feel safe. So these are the things that I would
Feel
experience with.
different
Yeah.
in the day. Okay, fine. What would you be most worried about if you're the opposite gender?
I think that I would be most worried about my father's beating, because uh, I have observed that the boys are really scared from their fathers and
Okay.
not from mothers.
Mm-hmm. Okay. They're more close to your mothers, right? In terms of the boy, the gender.
Yeah,
Okay. How is it for you? Are you more close with your father or your mother?
I'm more close with my mother because
Mm.
we really communicate well and our thoughts match.
Okay, understood. So, how is your father figure? Are you scared of that father figure, or he's more like a friend for you?
He's more like a friend for me, but before we didn't used to communicate because he used to come late at the home as he was working far. So now he has been working near our home. So now we have become friendlier and our bond has really grown.
Okay. You have more time with him right now. Understood. Okay. Do you think you will be treated differently if you are the opposite gender? Not just in your household, but in the society as such.
Yeah, if we talk about society, then obviously I'll be treated differently, and I would be even expected to do only one thing, whereas the girls are expected to juggle with responsibilities. Like if I'm studying, so I would be only pressured, or I would be only said to study so that I can in future be financially independent.
Independent.
Yeah, and also whereas in girls case they juggle with responsibilities and they become multitasker, but if I am doing a particular thing as the opposite gender, so I would be only said to do that thing.
Okay. So you can call that as a monotasker, right?
Yeah.
And women are expected to be multitaskers.
Yes.
Okay. So what is one thing that you would tell the opposite gender? As in, since you are a boy, what would you tell a girl being a boy?
I would say that don't think about what the society will say, because if a person is doing any work, there are too many people to judge,
Mm,
and they will forget after judging, and as they will judge too many people, so there is no fear that no there should be no fear to be judged and do the thing that we like.
okay. Do what your heart says, right?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay. What do you feel about men who choose to be house husbands and women who are more career driven?
I feel that it's their own take on this decision, because it's about their upbringing and their perspective. If a man wants to be a house husband and a woman wants to be career driven, so it's because of their upbringing that they want. If a woman wants to be financially independent, it's up to them. And if a man wants to be a house husband, it's up to them to take care of their children and their house.
Good. Fantastic. Okay. What are some benefits of being a man? What are the downsides?
If I talk about the benefits of being a man, what I have observed is that we can go anywhere and without anyone's permission, and
Walk freely.
yeah, and they can also take independent decisions without anyone's interference.
Hmm. And what are the
And
downsides?
the downsides, as I told, that they are expected to hide the emotions, and
Hmm.
also they are expected to earn money so that there should be a financially stable condition at their home, and they
Hmm.
are always focused or pressured to be the breadwinner of the
Family.
family.
Fantastic. Yes, totally. Good one. What are some merits and demerits of being a woman?
Okay, so if I talk about the merits and the demerits of being women, is there are lots of there are lots of demerits and merits. And if I talk about the merits, as I told, that they are really mature, and they have a nurturing nature, and also they are multitaskers, so they can do many works at a time, and also manage the time according to that.
Okay.
And if I talk about the demerits, as I told, that the society norms that girls should not go out after 7 p.m. and do not work outside, and they should only do household chores,
Yes.
and should not be financially independent. So these are some
Hmm.
demerits.
Done. Okay. So if you open the session notes, there are two pictures, and there's a
Yeah,
heading which says a picture speaks 1,000 words.
yeah.
What is your opinion on that? What do you understand from these images?
I understand from what I understand is that here the woman who is a pilot, it's their wish that they
Mm.
want to be a pilot and they want to fly an aeroplane, whereas there is another picture who there is a chef who is preparing dish, and this particular job of line is of women. Like the most of the people think that
It's a woman's job.
and women are expected to make dishes for the family, and even if they are in working in a restaurant. But
Mhm.
what I have observed is that men are better cooks than the women. And if I what is my take on this picture is that it's up to the choice of the person, not on the basis of gender, what
Gender.
they want to do.
Okay. But it's just that society sees them in two different
Yeah.
ways. And their perspectives or personal opinions are different compared to that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yes. So shall I give you a small feedback? I don't want to drag it more. I want to give you a feedback. So I think Anushka, you're very mature for your age, and the way you speak is also very mature for your age. In terms of language, it is two separate things. Communication and language, I see it as two separate things. So in terms of communication, very good content. You're communicating really well. Your message is conveyed really well. Okay. In terms of language, you don't have grammatical mistakes, but in terms of connecting words, I think there is a small confusion there. The usage of and, you keep on
Okay.
using it after every single sentence or word, which makes it a filler word.
Yeah.
You keep using it continuously. Whereas I'll tell you the correct usage of and is used as a connecting word, where you connect sentences or tell that it is connected. Say, for example, if you keep saying, if I'm asking you, what do you like the most? Okay, you say, I like cars and bikes and aeroplanes and helicopters. You're using and in every, which is not connecting the sentence, which is making confusion in the sentence. But at the same time, the correct way to use and is when somebody asks you about your likes and dislikes, you would have a number of options. You give or keep and right before your last option. I
Okay.
like cars, bikes, helicopters, and aeroplanes. That is the
Yes.
correct usage of and. But if you keep using it up in between every word, then it becomes a filler word. Okay. And
Sure.
as you mentioned, you are going out of words sometimes. That is because you're not getting the correct word. It is not because you don't have a proper information or knowledge about it. That particular word, you're focusing on that. And when you don't get it, bringing up a lot of gaps and pauses at that time. That is the only thing. But as a ninth standard student, I think you're way ahead of your age and you're doing a wonderful job in terms of language. So keep going in the same way, but try to inculcate. And your words, the way you use vocabulary is spot on. You're doing a wonderful job in terms of that also. So as far as I'm concerned, you're doing a good job, but I think practice will make you better, where you correct your filler sounds, your conjunctions, where you're connecting words, right? Yes, that is a
Yes, ma'am.
major thing that I felt. Otherwise, you're doing a good job. I was awestruck when I saw you speaking about, the difference between women, men, the gender differences, how society, stereotypes. It's not a word that a ninth standard child would ever use. I never used when I was in my ninth standard. So it was very, pretty much surprising for me how this generation has overtaken certain things. So good. Keep going in the same way. It's good that you have a proper knowledge about what is happening around your world. Right. Good job. Okay. So that's the feedback that I have for you. Do you have any clarifications?
Thank you, ma'am, for the feedback. And I want to ask that if I'm the way I'm using fillers, how should I reduce the uses of filler in my sentences?
Okay, so the main filler that I found was and also that you used. Okay. So as I said, the usage of and is like that. Try to give an understanding, keep practicing sentences in terms of that. Okay, I'm going to use and only here. When I have a variety of options, and before I say the last option, I put and. That's the only usage of and. Okay. Now, in terms of filler words or sounds, you need to pause yourself after every sentence. If you're not getting the right word, give yourself time. Pause there and then start over. That's how you take baby steps, right? So, whenever you feel there is a confusion before you address a particular sentence, pause yourself for a bit.
Okay.
Say, for example, if the topic is gender stereotypes, and I keep talking about it, and all of a sudden I'm not getting that particular word, I pause myself. You practice it that way. But when you're addressing a gathering that doesn't work, they would feel that you're not good in that language when you
Yeah.
take a lot of pauses, right? So what I'm trying to say is that practice at home this way. And automatically, when you keep practicing, it will come out well. You'll start getting words.
Okay.
Understood? Yes.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
hope I clarified it. Did I
Yes.
confuse you?
No, ma'am, I noted the point.
Yes. Okay. So if you don't have any clarifications, shall we wind up the session?
Sure.
Okay. So thank you so much, Anushka, for joining. It was lovely connecting to you. I hope to see you again in my sessions. Take care.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for
Bye.
having me.
No
Bye,
problem.
ma'am.